Okay, I didn't just get spooky overnight. I've been spooky all along. I mean, I've been spooky, for a long, for a long, for a long time. I've been spooky for a long time. I used to be known for the guy with the Ouija board. He used to come to me to get their, what I'm saying, to have, their fortune told by way of my Ouija board. I had homemade Ouija boards. I bought Ouija boards in stores. I always did like fortune telling and tarot and fucking like, oh, it's not like if you know me or have known of me for a long period of time that I wasn't into like, like Wicca and sorcery and fucking like, what I'm saying, Dungeons and Dragons and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That I was kind of like on other shit. I mean, fucking the shit that Henry used to do and shit, the drawings that Henry used to do and the rituals and shit. So it's not like, I mean, Sex Church was really based on some like other shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we did other shit. So it's like this is not like something new. Like motherfuckers be like, oh yeah. I mean, come on, if you know Hugh Bone, if you know, I mean, come on, my nigga, come on. It's like, oh, Alex is on some new shit. Like, no, nigga, this is. I mean, I was at the Bodhi tree. I was at motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, panpipes and shit. Like 15, 17. Stop playing. So the idea of, what I'm saying, shit being, a little, you know, mystical about me should not be, something that comes to shock or surprise. I was always dabbling in, what I'm saying, the mystical arts. I mean, even before I got to LA, I was dabbling in the mystical. I was dabbling, an active, what I'm saying, participant and what's that thing called? Practitioner. I'm a lifelong practitioner of the mystical arts. I mean, people used to say, "Oh, I don't think you're spiritual." I'm not spiritual. I'm a mystic. You know what I'm saying? I'm mystical. You know, and I've never considered myself spiritual in any given period of time. I've always considered myself mystical. The darker side of spiritual, I guess. And I guess I'm kind of like, fuck people. And I guess that's kind of it. I'm like Casper the Friendly Ghost and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wow, Elton does do some like really like occultistic shit. But he's such a nice guy. He's so friendly. Because I'm not nice. I'm friendly. I'm hospitable. And I recognize that. And it's like, a lot of people kind of lose sight of that. That I was doing seances and shit, and like, burning candles and, what I'm saying, meditating with candles and stuff. Me and Tony used to do shit like that, you know what I'm saying? The fucking self hypnosis and shit. And oh wow, and that's crazy too, even that. And the meditation shit back in the day. And today, Tony. When I say Tony, I mean, because it's like, no, I mean, Tony is it's a common name, but I'm talking about Anthony Tony when I talk about Tony. That's the reason I got on Facebook. That's crazy. Young Bears, and that's like that's a person who created her own reality, like created a reality that, you know what I'm saying, and like I really admired. Tony has been talking about living in Paris since we were like junior high. And that's what she does. You know what I'm saying? She lives in Paris, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like that's fulfillment. That's creating that's manifesting your own reality, creating your own reality, my nigga. That's like doing that from a young age. Like Tony, like focused on French classes and shit, on and like focused on everything about Parisian and French culture. Like early out. Like Tony was like, I am going to live in fucking Paris, and that's what Tony fucking does. Tony lives in fucking Paris, dude. That's like fucking. And see, to say you're proud of somebody is like, you know what I'm saying, that they need your validation. And I know that Tony doesn't necessarily need my validation, but I am. I'm like very proud of Tony, man. I'm like that. I mean, like yoga. Like, I mean, she's a yoga instructor in Paris, my nigga. I mean, like, that's some deep shit. That's what's up. So anyway, like, yeah. But I've always been a mystic artist, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can ask Tony. Tony, I mean, I mean, look, I mean, where's Tony now? I mean, he's fucking practicing yoga and does, Yoruba and shit like that. I mean, because that's the kind of shit that we were on, like, as kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, we were on that. I mean, and that's only indicative of where we are now, as even two different individuals who have, like, I mean, we still talk and we're still cool and we're still connected, but it's like, dude, we had entirely two different paths that had, like, a similar, but we had this intense interaction over, like, you know, a decade, of, what I'm saying, like, fucking around and, what I'm saying, like, experimenting with the Castaneda fucking goddamn sorcery and fucking, shrooms and fucking tantra and, like, fucking yoga and meditation. Because when I got into SGI, I mean, I was with Tony when I got into SGI. Tony was with me when I got into the SGI. So it was like when I got into Namyo Renge Kyo. You know what I'm saying? When I first really got into like Nation of Gods and Earth, when I got into the 5% knowledge, when I got into 120, I was with Tony when I got into all that shit. Like when I was really getting into that shit, I was with Tony. You know what I'm saying? It's like indicative of who, we are now. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, that's crazy. Like how genuine that aspect of, because there was a lot of people who were in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that they weren't real to it too, because if you look at where all the people are at this particular time, you can kind of see who was real to this shit and who wasn't real to it based upon like how they live their lives, regardless of how they may have stumbled or where they may have fallen. You know what I'm saying? We all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's trial and error. At the end of the day, the persons that they are right now are pretty much a reflection of the people who we were then. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Niggas have pretty much stayed true to their fucking goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I look at these niggas and I'm like, they say, oh, hey, the nigga the same way he was back in, I'm like, nigga, who you telling? You know what I'm saying? It's like, this like, and I mean, I want to mention names and stuff like that, but it's all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's Maya at the end of the day, and I just don't really want to get caught up in the Maya. But when I look at certain people, it's like, wow, it's like, that's crazy. This was such this was who you were all along, because you can't hold a facade like that, and you can tell by the people who are no longer that, because it was a facade, because that it has fallen to the wayside. They're no longer that. They're not who they were during motherfucking high school and so on. And no one is, but you know what I'm saying, those core intrinsic values that certain people, you know what I'm saying, acquired during that period of time, or even more so manifested during that period of time, were corely who they were with some people, and other people just following trends. And you can see by, you know what I'm saying, the way in which, you know what I'm saying, they conduct themselves now, you know what I'm saying, in their 40s and shit. That those things are no longer the things that are important to them. It's, you know what I'm saying, the more material, more motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, social sway shit that's important to them. And that's not necessarily, bad or good, because I mean, I know motherfuckers that was at the period of time was like, dude, hey, that hippie shit you're on, you know what I'm saying, I'm not down with that shit, nigga. And those people were the same, are people I can respect to this day, because they was like, yeah, that shit, that's a little bit too far for me, let me step away. And they stepped away, because it wasn't corely who the fuck they were. Oh, Stokely. That's what I woke up this morning with. Stokely. Not really woke up this morning, but woke up with the idea of Stokely. Yeah, that's more. See, that's what I'm saying. The progression of shit. See, that Stokely shit was a progression of shit. You could have let shit die. You could. See, that's what I'm saying. Niggas could have let dead dogs die, and they kept like making shit, like lingering shit on. You know what I'm saying? Like even into the 40s, you leaving this. Like we in our 40s, we in 2008, you still doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? I got kids. I got a wife. I'm working a real job, nigga, doing real life shit, and you still carrying this shit on, nigga, at fucking in the 30s, my nigga. What? What? Why? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. It's the lingering shit. It's how niggas linger this shit on. You know what I'm saying? It's like any opportunity to be upset, I'm gonna be upset, and I'm gonna show my pettiness. And I'm like, nigga, we are okay. So since you still showing petty shit at this juncture of, you know what I'm saying, the journey, let's go back and start discussing the then and there shit, petty shit that led to the here and now petty shit you still doing. Because niggas still do petty shit. So that's really where I'm at. Like, okay, let's clear the air because niggas has got to do petty shit. Because I want to be on motherfucking Facebook, say what the fuck I feel like saying without having niggas be, and then start, you know, my phone start ringing, and you know what I'm saying, my messengers start going off, and niggas start doing, you know what I'm saying, the same old fucking, you know what I'm saying, scary, you know, little fucking, you know, back in the day shit. You know what I'm saying? Because if I throw a rock into a pack of wolves and you start, ow, wow, wow, you know what I'm saying? Yelping, you know what I'm saying? I know I hit somebody. One of them either wolf I got hit. Don't get mad. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I remember you know what I'm saying? And again, there were niggas that was caught up in petty shit that had absolutely nothing to do with them. They were just there at the particular period of time doing what the fuck they were doing. And petty ass niggas use them as excuses, you know what I'm saying, to be petty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problem with niggas who came in after me and who were compared to me, and you know what I'm saying, as far as that good life shit was. And no, nigga, dude, that's you know what I'm saying. Like I said, like if you were, I understand that motherfuckers were kids and young and impressionable and were caught up in hype and whatever the fuck, and were told this and were told that and heard this and rumors and innuendos and shit like that have carried on to, like, you know what I'm saying, the current day. And so now when you see niggas in the street, it's like, huh, what? Because I heard you said, and now some petty shit. So I don't want to talk about it because it was some petty shit. And I remember the fact that you was a real ass nigga and I was a real ass nigga and we used to get along real cool. So, you know what I'm saying, why the fuck are we even fucking, you know what I'm saying, before all this bullshit even came into being, before this um, facade, this, you know what I'm saying, this more pronounced Maya became even an issue. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, we was just some niggas on the corner, motherfucking goddamn rapping, nigga, you know what I'm saying, at the club, motherfucking chilling. Nigga at school, nigga on the motherfucking goddamn table making a beat and somebody rapping behind that shit. Nigga, that's what it was before all this bullshit. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, why is it, you know, niggas walking down the street smoking some weed, motherfucker kicking the freestyle, my nigga? That's what it was before all that shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it wasn't, you know, before motherfuckers started showing up to places and stuff like that, and niggas started comparing this nigga to that nigga and pitting that nigga against this nigga on some old bullshit because they wanted a nigga spot and couldn't get a nigga spot, so had to get a nigga out of the way and couldn't do it by, you know what I'm saying, skill set alone. So, you know, I had to do it by way of, you know what I'm saying, bitch movement, you know what I'm saying, bitch ass moves, you know what I'm saying, or bitch weight moves, you know what I'm saying. I'm moving like a bitch, my nigga, you know what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's like, you know, and if that hits niggas, it hits niggas, the niggas that were involved. And I mentioned names, and there was other niggas who were like only taking advantage of the fact that some bitch ass nigga was doing some bitch ass shit with psychotic motivations, and they had, you know what I'm saying, more sociopathic motivations. And then some other people had more financial motivations, and some people had ego-based motivations, or whatever the fuck. You know, it's all these different motivations that go into, you know what I'm saying, making these events